My 29 female, ex-boyfriend, 25 male, slept with another woman while we were still living together. My ex-boyfriend and I were dating for 5 years when I broke up with him during a fight in beginning, mid-June. A part of me wanted to get back together but another part was done. We decided to keep living together and be cordial and act nice to one another during the stay. We slept in the same bed, were affectionate from time to time, and he even had sex. Fast forward to last week, he left to visit his family, and before he left he asked me, "Are you sure about breaking up?" Because I kept crying over us breaking up and I wasn't sure. He told me if he went on vacation he most likely will sleep with other girls, so he would rather ask me now if we would get back together or not, and didn't want to cause a huge rift between us and wants to preserve the relationship. He left for a couple days to see his parents, but before that he said he had burning sensation in his pee, which never happened when we had sex before because I was always clean and never slept around. A few days later I had the same, and down there started to hurt. I kept pushing for answers cause I had a feeling something happened, but he kept saying go get it checked out, it's nothing, but I got a fever. Yesterday I kept pushing, because he said his doctor said she will make a test even though he's acting like nothing happened. Then I straight up asked him and he said slept with someone else while we were living together even though we were broken up. This came as a shock to me, especially since he kept saying I don't want to do anything that would cause a rift between us, so if you want to get back together tell me now. I got pissed and told him he put me at risk for being so dumb. I don't know if this wrong of him or technically he was free to do whatever. I think this was 2 or 3 weeks after we broke up and he told me he thought we were done for good cause I kept telling him I didn't want him. I felt it was too soon, especially since he would come home and sleep in the same bed as me, which I found disrespectful. I told him the only way if he really wants to get back together is for me to sleep with someone, and he flipped saying that this is not a healthy relationship. I mean, I see that having an STD is a problem most likely curable with a strong dose of antibiotics. But the blame is 60 him 40 you because you are still choosing to have sex with an ex unprotected. He should have told you he had unprotected sex with someone else before sleeping with you again. But at the same time, should you still be sleeping with a guy you've broken up with a month ago? What was the fight about? You broke up with him. What is he supposed to do? Dwell on you forever? You already cast him out. You made the right call by ending things. What's the issue? You broke up with him, you can't have your cake and eat it too. #foolish. Did you go get tested? And no, sleeping with someone else isn't going to help your relationship. Either work on it or move on. My M22 girlfriend, F22, is not cutting off a guy that she kissed recently on accident. So for context, there's a guy that recently came into our friend group in the last 6 months. There were already a bunch of red flags regarding their dynamic since day one. I raised them and got shot down multiple times. She's neglected me for this guy on the grounds of, she's finally making a life for herself outside of the relationship. So I can't even say too much. Recently though, she accidentally kissed this guy. Basically, she was asleep on her bed while he later on joined her and she wasn't aware. This is normal though for our friend group, as we all normally pass out at a friend's here and there. Although, I have raised the point multiple times that I'm not comfortable with him being on the same bed as her. Moving on, she's basically a very deep sleeper. A meteor could crash and she wouldn't know. And apparently, she had kept calling out the nickname she calls me and turned around and kissed him. She realized it wasn't me instantly and pushed him away and ran off. Another thing to add, him and I later spoke, to where he admitted he has had feelings for her for a long time, which I had already told her but she didn't believe me. Now she's aware of everything but still hesitates to cut him off because it's hard to cut someone off who you've opened up about your life to. They did get really close over the past 6 months, which I had consistently discouraged because I always knew he had feelings, but anyway, this is my situation now. How do I proceed with this situation? Also, we've been together for almost 4 years now, so yeah, there's a lot of history and attachment in case anyone needed context. I want to know, when did it ever become cool for friends of the opposite sex to crawl in bed with you? Sorry dude, your turn is all but over. Wait till she accidentally fucks him because she was asleep. It's kind of amazing that you're buying the accidental kiss story so easily. She didn't kiss him on accident. It's not normal for friends of the opposite sex to sleep together regularly, especially when one or both are in a relationship with someone else. When are you gonna dare someone who respects you? I, 19M, and girlfriend, 21F, kissed another guy and now want to get back. Basically, the title. My girlfriend got drunk and kissed another guy. She parties a lot, and this isn't the first time. Previously, she claimed the guy kissed her out of nowhere, and she didn't say anything because she was shocked. This time, she says, it was just a meaningless kiss. It means nothing. It was just a mistake, and then she starts kissing me and all. I told her we were done and left. She then messages me, saying, I'm sorry. I was immature. Let's forget about this, okay? I just want to try to be better. I understand your feelings, but I still have feelings for you, I responded with, be better for your next BF. She has been constantly messaging me, asking to work it out. This morning, she left me another message, please. I just miss you. Don't punish me like that. I said I'm sorry. I need you. Please. And I told her, you just need some DCK, not me, and she responded, you think so? I can get some whenever I want. I need you specifically. Remember how happy we were together? I swear I can do it better. Please. I already made so many plans for us. Why are you being this cruel? I just said, you are the cruel one here, and been ignoring her ever since. But she's persistent with messages and calls. Is it worth forgiving her? Or should I just keep ignoring her and move on? Edit. Thanks for your responses, guys. I've realized that I made the right choice, and she is just attempting to gaslight me. She is now blocked everywhere. I think I'm going to take a break and focus on myself. Relationships are too much a distraction for me as of now. I bet if you take her back, the next thing she will tell you is, it was just a meaningless blowjob. The meaningless kiss can turn to meaningless sex real soon. Stay safe away from her. She parties a lot, and this isn't the first time. If you play, you pay. Not worth fighting for a life of wondering when the next round will be. Just block her. It is never okay to cheat on a partner regardless of the circumstances involved. Girlfriend, 38 female. Angry because I, 37 male, barely overpaid for groceries. What should I do? We've been together for 5+ years so far and it's going great. We never really argue and we agree on most topics. However, sometimes, my girlfriend has this strange bug with the price of stuff when we do groceries. We individually pay for our stuff, but we often pay for things we share, also individually. For instance, she'll buy some drinks that we both like Monday, and I'll buy them again Friday when there's no more left. So here's the bug. If I don't buy the drink at the price and place she wants me to buy them, she'll get super mad, refuses to drink the drinks and won't talk to me for a couple of hours. Anyway, I just don't get why it is so important for me to do 45 minutes of commuting to save about $3–4 of my own money, not hers. She's not cheap per se, she makes gift to a lot of people all the time, but it drives me nuts that she refuses to drink something because I paid $1 more for it. Also, I'm very well paid and never had any money issue. I wouldn't pay way too much for the drink, but also I think it's okay if it saves me time and commuting. I know normally men complains about how women are expensive, but mine is quite the opposite, and at the same time, her bug is quite unique. Of course we talked often about it, but nothing rational really comes out when I try to raise that discussion with her. Everything else is fine with her. She's wonderful. What do you guys think? My dude, that's not classic woman stuff. There's no excuse for giving you the silent treatment and guilt-tripping you by not drinking them just because you didn't do exactly what she wanted. It's toxic behavior. Also, if your commute includes driving, that extra $1 or so you save is probably lost in the gas money alone. I think you're obnoxious when you say, classic woman stuff. You need to set boundaries and help her understand your perspective as well as trying to better understand hers. She says go to this store, pay this amount or she will be mad at you. But in reality you have a valid point in that commuting is costing you time and money as well, so there are pieces of her equation that are missing. Beyond that, her behavior is controlling and manipulative. As an adult you should be able to make adult choices. When she insists on her way or facing anger from her, it discredits you, makes you feel like she doesn't trust you to make smart choices and doesn't trust your logic, reasoning skills. In any disagreement, it's best to explain how things make you feel, and working together to find a solution that makes you both feel heard and happy with the compromise. That's petty as fuck of her. If y'all were scraping by and nickel and diming, I could see her being extra careful of prices. $1 more and it saves you a hell of a lot of time and driving, seems worth it to me. It sounds ridiculous to me that you should have to drive all over to save a $1 or $2 face with symbols on mouth. What about the gas? Just nuts. Disappointed.